What's going on, everybody? I'm Steve Lenore. This is Dan, the British man. Doesn't really matter what his surname is. We're trying also not to get him arrested back in England. We are the adventure historians. You've probably started to see some more of our shorts coming out. One of the things that we wanted to talk about here is we kind of got into a little bit of an argument over Spain and the role it played in the Napoleonic Wars, specifically during the Peninsular campaign. So Wellington landing in Portugal and then working his way through Spain into the Lower Pyrenees, taking Toulouse, and then the first French loss, really. I personally don't think that the government and the military of Spain actually mattered in that. Dan disagrees, foolishly, even though I am saying that Wellington did it on his own, or at least with the help of the Portuguese. I think the Portuguese played a bigger role than the government of Spain did in that campaign, simply because they gave him a base to operate out of, they gave him troops, and a lot of British officers actually left the English army to get promotions, better pay, and have higher commands in the Portuguese army that ultimately did help start removing strongholds across Spain, leading ultimately to the French being driven out.
So when
He's wrong. He's already wrong. He's got nothing to say. He's going to say something about English and Navy. No, you're wrong.
So it depends what we're talking about when it comes to how important were they? Were they important to Napoleon? And if that's the question, I would have said, I mean, we have hindsight on our side. And I'd say before the Battle of Trafalgar, it could have been a gamble as to whichever way. Now, Nelson was a genius, don't get me wrong, at sea.
Oh, instead of going ship to ship, we cut them in half. That's it. That's all he did. It one tactic. Yeah, how did it work for old Peg Leg?
Peg Leg?
Yeah.
Nelson?
Yes.
He died fighting.
Didn't even die fighting. He died back in England.
They put him in a barrel of wine or ale. He was shot by Nelson?
I've seen the statue of him. So no, I think the French already sucked as a naval force. So you can't try to sit here and say Spain somehow was helping them, because they got absolutely dog walked off the coast of Egypt by the British military, and that left Napoleon stranded in Egypt for a long time. And then at the Battle of Trafalgar, sure, England beat both naval fleets, but it's not like they were some big powerhouse. It's not like he was hunting the U-boats in the Atlantic during World War II and smoked them all. He went up against a couple of debilitated children and drowned them. Big whoop. Big whoop. That has nothing to do with taking territory itself. You guys already owned that part of the channel to be able to cross from London to Lisbon. France wasn't going to stop that. How would that even be a threat? Trafalgar did not matter outside of the fact that it was a big cog in the British propaganda wheel.
If we're going to talk about Spain's helpfulness to the Allied powers, I think he's completely ignoring Spanish guerrillas in the countryside ambushing French troops.
Nope. See, here's the difference.
After the fall of the Spanish monarchy and the government.
No, so here's the difference, though. Those guerrillas, the guerrilla warfare, those people who fought, those weren't members. Most of them were not officers. They weren't soldiers. They were not members of the Spanish government. Some of them would get contracts from outlying kings, governors, magistrates, whatever, but they actually weren't part of the Spanish government, so they don't count. That's what I'm saying. The Spanish military itself and the Spanish, I think it was the junta, they did nothing. They did nothing. They didn't hold true. They said, "Oh, we're gonna go send a general." Well, generalissimo, da 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 da. Would show up to Wellington and be like, "I am in command because this is Spain." And then he would fulfill his part of the contract for feeding Wellington's army, supplying them. And a lot of the times they drew on English weapons and supplies, detracting away from what Wellington was even capable of doing. And they never moved as fast. And they also preyed on the Spanish people just like the French army did. Whereas the English paid their way across.
I think to completely throw the Spanish contributions wherever they are, or to ignore Spanish's military might in general, isn't very nice.
What military might? Oh, I'm sorry. What was the major battle Napoleon had to win to conquer Spain?
No, I mean, I'm just saying, Spain had a
what
very
was the
respectable
famous
navy
battle?
at the time.
What was the famous battle?
Spain did really well in the War of Jenkins here. Now, I know it's not the same war. I know there was some time apart between then.
This isn't Christopher Columbus and Queen Isabel and all this. That time, the golden age for Spain was over. It was led by a lot of Spain's history at that time. There was especially as fragmented as the government became once Napoleon's brother Joseph just dipped out, or just kind of gave up. There was nothing. They were living under French occupation and rule. This was the only country, by the way, that Napoleon had to actually leave garrisons in because the native forces were so bad at governing their own people. He didn't have to do that in Italy. He didn't have to do it in Denmark. He didn't have to do it in any of the other places where he installed kings like he did in Spain. And Joseph doesn't count. In my opinion, Joseph doesn't count as somebody that is part of the French or the Spanish government because he was a puppet.
I think Spanish guerrillas did pretty well.
You can think all you
It
want.
was
Give
akin-
evidence. Give evidence. I'm giving evidence. There is written documentation of the fact that time and time again, the Spanish military of the time during the Peninsular Campaign did not hold up to its side of the bargain.
Spain became something akin to Napoleon's little Vietnam. He never really won Spain.
But that has nothing to do with the ruling class of Spain at the time.
Forget Spanish ruling
But
classes.
that's the whole point of this. That's the whole point of this argument, is that the government and the leadership of Spain was not the actual governing body itself, but the guerrillas, the locals, the people who, tipped over and ambushed French supply wagons and caused those problems. I'm saying those were the real Spanish heroes, not the people who...
That's the point I'm trying to highlight.
No, you're wrong, though, because that's that's not the point you're supposed to be highlighting. You came into this saying that Spain mattered. The kingdom, the actual kingdom and governing body of Spain mattered. And I'm saying you're wrong, dude. Two lefts don't make a right.
Shut up.
Do you see what we've devolved to? He's just telling me to shut up now. That's where we're at with this. And so realistically,
you're trying to tell me, you're just trying to throw in there that the guerrillas didn't matter, the Spanish naval power didn't matter. Yeah, fine,
Spanish naval power did not matter. The guerrillas did.
I can say both did.
But that okay, great. So you agree with me. You're wrong, and you agree with me.
I've been saying the guerrillas were good.
See, there you go. So the actual governing bodies. It took me 8.5 minutes to get Dan to admit he was wrong. This is just like when we were playing Stronghold.
Just
last
rewind
night.
it. Just rewind it. If you ever hear me say, "Oh, Spanish guerrillas didn't do shit,"
that's not what we're saying. That's not what we're saying at all. Is I was saying that it was the actual what was supposed to be the government. It'd be like saying that the King of England. I can't even use it as an example because there's not really a point in history besides now where it's as bad as it was then. But what I am saying is that the governing body, so like the deciding factor, the parliament, what you would think of as the parliament and the lawmakers, that ruling class of Spain during the Napoleonic Wars after French occupation, if they had done nothing or even sided with the French, it would not have changed the fact that Wellington still would have taken the entire peninsula, thanks to the help of the guerrillas and the locals that they fought with and the Portuguese.
So all you're saying is the monarchy and the governors of whatever...
And the actual official Spanish army they had zero impact on the Peninsular Campaign.
But the guerrillas, yes?
Yes.
But you're still not going to say the Navy, right?
No, not the Navy, no!
I mean, fair enough.
No.
Nelson whooped him at Trafalgar. Fair enough.
Not even at Trafalgar. Name one other accomplishment Spain's Navy had during the Napoleonic Wars.
Nothing. But the potential was there.
Are we trading on potential now?
Napoleon's hopes and dreams was to use.
I'm going to sell you this wallet with the potential that there's $20 million in it. I'll take $5 million and cut you a good deal. Is that what we're trading on now?
I'll keep my wallet with $21 million.
There we go. 21. From England. I know that's not true. You say that too loud, they're going to come take it out of your pocket and tax you. So, but there you go. I win. He loses. That's the end of this round. And again, I win. Thank you guys so much for checking out.
He changed his mind halfway through.
Thank you guys so much for checking out this video with the Adventure Historian. We will be continuing to do more content this way. What do you guys think? Did the actual Spanish army, the actual Spanish government, did they do anything that impacted the Peninsular Campaign? Or do you agree with me that it was down to the English, the Portuguese, and the guerrillas and the locals to drive the French out of Spain? And again, at the time, Spanish Navy did nothing. And I think we woke the baby up.